Welcome to the Confident Mental Wellness Podcast. Challenge what holds you back, where we love on and challenge business executives, entrepreneurs, authors, speakers, thought leaders, and coaches to take us deep, revealing how self-doubt, negative thinking, and even sheer fear were secrets they refuse to reveal to anyone. Secrets that once held them back. We'll hear how these leaders cast off the fear, excuses, and setbacks to move forward with purpose and passion. How they activated a mindset that set them up for success. Hi, and welcome back to Challenge What Holds You Back. I'm Stephanie King Mattingly, and today we are chatting with Betsy Dickinson. Betsy is a well-being speaker and coach, and she's going to share with us some strategies for the workplace and outside the workplace. So Betsy, welcome to the program.
Thanks so much, Stephanie. Great to be here.
Thank you. So what is the mental wellness challenge in the workplace for frontline workers, mid-level managers, C-suite?
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, there's kind of three different challenges that those groups individually face. So when I work with our line level employees, it's really kind of bringing in simple strategies. My whole approach is all about simple because it's the simpler, the stickier, right? Um, and so I apply that across all the employees in the organization that I work with. However, I do feel that the line level employees need just a little bit more help to kind of simplify things even more. So when I am speaking, there's four things that I consider kind of roll up into wellness, and that's nutrition, movement, mindfulness, and mindset. And so, when I often see employees go and, grab the donut instead of the banana. And I kind of intercept and say, hey, how about making the healthy choice today? And same with movement. You don't have to go run a marathon, but maybe just go out on your break and walk around the parking lot. Because those simple steps can start to incrementally create a healthier life. And when I talk to the mid-level managers, these are people who sit all day, same with C-suite, right? So they're sitting all day, every day. And I like to say that sitting is the new cancer. Like
Ooh.
it is so bad for us to be sitting as much as we do now. And I think that's a pandemic after effect, but so when I'm in the office, I'm walking around and saying, "Hey, let's go outside, take a walk. Let's go for a little quick, break and walk around the buildings." The C-suite doesn't participate so much in that because they're busy, right? It's really hard to get them extracted from their lives. And, they're busy kind of entertaining clients and going on business meetings. And it's really hard for them to kind of come together as their own individual group to take an approach to wellness. So I do feel like they're a little bit isolated. There's a handful that work out with personal trainers, but they're still not really making the healthy choice. And so not only is it taking simple steps to be healthy, but it's making the choice to be healthy.
Mm. So let's just step back a little. What are the special challenges that the line level employees face, you think?
So I think for them it's time. It's making the time. Because they have families at home, they come in, they work their job, they have to go get their kids, they have to, get the kid fed and then in, schoolwork and in bed and that I think that that's their number one challenge is carving out the time to especially to, do any sort of movement. but to do any sort of mindfulness activity and, any sort of, mindset shifting, like it's just carving out the time.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
so,
let me ask you about that. So, I guess as a line worker, mm, that is a certain socioeconomic status,
Mhm,
position.
mhm.
Is Could it be a cultural connection about why there may be little interest in mindfulness and mindset, or is there little interest? Or am I assuming that? Or
No, I think no, that's not an assumption at all. I think, yeah, it's just, and I don't know if it's so much around the socioeconomic piece. Maybe could be, um, but I just think, people just get wrapped up into kind of their day to day thing and aren't really thinking kind of, bigger in terms of what they could do for themselves, to have a more positive mindset, to have a more, positive approach to life. And again, I say that all comes down to choice. You can wake up every day and choose whether or not it's going to be a good day or a bad day.
mm,
And when you're in the muck, you can choose whether you're going to stay in the muck or you're going to get out of it. So, um, I think it's just a matter of talking with, teaching, training people to just kind of be aware that they do have a choice and that they do have the ability to open their mind up to other things.
so, whose responsibility is that when it comes to workplace wellness? Is it the company's job to make sure things are just right so employees have a great, healthy, emotionally and mentally healthy work environment? Or is it really up to the employee who may be faced with any kind of situation and must act on their own? So, but who's responsible there?
Yeah, I think it's a person's personal responsibility to stand up for wellness. And then I think it's the organization's responsibility to support that. So what I'd like to see is employees kind of raising their hand and saying, "Hey, I want you to give me wellness time uh in the course of my day so that I can be a better employee, so that I can be more productive, so that I can have fewer claims on insurance." Um so, I think it's twofold, right? It's the employee raising their hand and saying, "I want this." And then it's the organization coming in and supporting it with some sort of programs or training or coaching or whatever that may be.
Right. Many companies do offer wellness programs. I kind of
They've
wonder if the line worker feels empowered enough to ask. I
so
don't know.
yeah, I think in our organization they do, but I am aware from other organizations that I worked in that they don't, right? Like it's like, oh my goodness, I can't ask for that. And that's a real shame. Like, because employees should be feel empowered to ask for, what they need, especially when it comes to wellness. I think that, the programs, let's back up. So companies do offer wellness programs, but I don't think that employees feel empowered to take advantage of them either, right? So there has to be a bit of a shift in thinking from management, corporate, the corporate hierarchy about how important wellness is, about empowering the employees to take advantage because as I said, for all those reasons, you get greater productivity, you get greater time spent at work, not at the doctor, you get better morale. I mean, studies have shown that if you encourage wellness in the workplace, your employees are going to be better workers for you.
And so that mid-level manager, do they have unique challenges? I mean, of your nutrition and movement and mindfulness and mindset. Does one of those stand out for some reason at that level?
I think probably, the biggest thing there is the whole everybody's kind of a little bit weirded out by mindfulness, I think. Which to me is, can it be any one of a number of things. It can be meditation, it can be going for a walk in nature, it can be just sitting and staring out a window, right? It's just something that takes your mind out of the crazy, crazy thoughts that we have, the million, whatever,
Yeah. Well,
35,000 thoughts a
why?
day.
Why do they people think that's kind of weird and they're weirded out by that? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. But the people that I run across, because I'm a certified yoga teacher, so I'm always talking about meditation, mindfulness, that kind of thing. And people just kind of, I don't know, like they shrug their shoulders and kind of, give you a look. And I think again, perhaps we as a society, we as yoga teachers haven't done a good enough job of evangelizing how important it is and how beneficial it is for us to, just kind of stop the brain from the 35,000 thoughts that you have every day. So,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
it's a struggle. This whole wellness thing, there's billions of dollars being spent on this industry, but in spite of that, people just kind of aren't fully embracing um, all the goodness that it has to offer for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I understand. I mean,
but
it's a
I
good
keep
question,
trying.
and we're we're actually, I think, adding to that conversation at least,
Yes. Yeah,
asking those
right? I
questions:
mean,
what's going on and why?
yeah.
That's so you got your C-suite folks uh,
Yes.
at the upper levels in a company, um, and I just think about they seem to have some leisure time there. I mean, it's a lot of time on the golf course. I mean, that's stereotyping, of course,
Right.
because I know they work hard
Yeah.
and have big visions where they want to take the company and employees right along with them, even.
Mhm.
But so, what's their unique challenge? I mean, if you're on the golf course, scenic, it's beautiful, you're outside, you're relaxing, can that count for exercise?
Well, I think so, but not if you're like riding in a cart and drinking beer on every hole, right? Like, I think it depends on what you're doing, as you're out there. But for the C-suite team, I think, the challenges that they face are it's again, it comes back to making the choice. They're running from meeting to meeting, so they're grabbing, fast food. Even though they're on the golf course, they're riding in the cart, they're not walking. They're not taking the time to, get up early enough in the morning to go work out. They definitely go running in the other direction when I start talking about yoga and meditation and mindfulness. Um, and mindset for me is kind of all about, positive, a positive mindset really is what's going to set you apart in the world. And so most of them do great with that. They've got a very positive mindset, but
So, why does a positive mindset set you apart in the world?
because, if you're walking around with a cloud over your head, in this world,
Or
right? Yes, right? Right? Like, nobody wants to be around you. You're not gonna be, I would submit, you're not gonna be that successful at your job, because you're too busy worrying about the cloud. The social interaction that we have shown that through the pandemic is so important to us as humans isn't gonna be coming to you because you've got this negative energy around. So but people, I studies show it people tend towards the negative than they do towards the positive. So it's definitely a choice you have to make every day to switch that negative switch to be, a more positive person and have a more positive approach. And I'm not saying we need to be walking around, Pollyanna, rainbows and kittens every day. I mean, sure, there's reasons to be a little bit cynical perhaps, but
yeah,
you just don't want that to pervade your thinking.
Mhm. Yeah. Nobody wants to be around that, and
No,
it doesn't feel good, and it wears your body down.
it
Keeps you in
does.
stress. I mean, it just keeps going on. And
Absolutely.
I even make that point in my book. I have a book coming out called "The Secret You Hide Holds You Back." How
Ooh,
letting go sweetens life,
oh
makes you free, right?
my
And
goodness.
it talks about those secrets that we have, which are, really those traumatic events, those things that have happened to us in the past.
Mhm,
Maybe somebody told you you were not going to make it, like
mhm.
my seventh grade teacher told me. All sorts of things, but we push that stuff down, and here we're young, we don't know what to do with that,
Right.
and it doesn't go away until you deal with it.
Yeah.
Until
Yeah.
you deal with it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and
You
yes.
have to do the work, right? I mean, yes, I mean, things people have trauma, but if they don't process that trauma, you're just going to walk around with the cloud.
Yeah, and it's going to hold you back,
Yeah.
because you can't have you can't be confident. Uh,
No.
when secrets and memories are dogging your trail that way,
Yeah.
but we don't have to live that way. That's what I'm
No.
saying. We don't
No,
have to.
that's it.
So let me ask you this, Betsy. You are a speaker and a coach,
Mm.
and now you are an author. So tell me about the book,
Yes.
and uh, where did you start on this journey to get to this?
Yeah. So the book is called Creating Outcomes and Action by Changing Habits. It's a collaboration book. So the author of the book is Danella Burnett, who's this amazing woman who has kind of been part of my speaker's journey. So it's all intertwined there. Anyway, so I authored a chapter, and the chapter title is From Lazy, Crazy Living to an Engaging, Energized Life. Uh,
Wow. That's fine. Hey, once can you say that one more time? That was
I
the
can,
first.
yes. From lazy, crazy living to an engaging, energized life.
Yes, that sounds good.
Right?
That sounds
So, yeah. So I won't give away what I wrote about,
right. Mhm.
um, but the general premise is, we let's be honest, we're a lazy society, right? And it's heck of a lot easier to go grab your chips and your chocolates and sit on the couch, turn on TV, check out, than it is to make a healthy choice to go do something else, right? So I kind of talk about that and talk about what I think some good antidotes to that are in the chapter.
Right. Okay. And so now at this point, Betsy, do you have an offer, and can our listeners, our viewers follow you?
Yes, yes, yes. So I have because wellness is my thing.
Mm.
I have a free offer called the Guide to the Alchemy of Wellness. And you can get that by texting BEEWELL, so be well, to 66866. And when you get there, you enter your email address, and then you get my free PDF guide. And so that was created out of a speaking engagement that I did. Um, and it centers around the fact that, there are chemicals in our brain that promote that positive energy, right? So there's the serotonin, the dopamine, all those things that, kind of keep us operating at a higher level. And then, of course, there's the bad chemicals. That's the cortisol. That's the stress
Yes.
hormones. Um, so my guide, it talks about how to kind of pump up the good and tamp down the bad. And so I've got 10 steps in that guide to help you live
Oh,
a life of better chemicals in your body.
That's great. Well, thank you so much,
And
Betsy.
then my website, you can go check out my website
Okay.
too. And that is renew you. So renew YOU
Mhm.
dot guru GURU. And so you'll see a little bit more about me there. And I have blogs posted there too, so you can read a little bit about my philosophy.
All right. Betsy, I appreciate you being on the program.
Goodness, thanks so much for having me, Stephanie. This has been amazing.
Because everyone's journey to confident mental wellness includes challenges, you're going to find a lot of value in our newest book, The Secret You Hide Holds You Back, How Letting Go Sweetens Life and Makes You Free. It's coming soon. If you know of a leader who would be perfect for this podcast, they've cast off the fear, excuses, and setbacks to activate a mindset that sets them up for success, please send them my way.